Hey, everybody, and welcome. My name is Chris Schweigel. I am the CEO and founder of Chris Connects. We are a real estate syndication company, and today we're going to talk about what the heck is a syndication? It's a really good question. And the reason why I am doing this broadcast in the first place is because that question has been posed to me a few times this week alone. What is a syndication? So we'll talk about the definition. We'll talk about some of the pros and cons. We'll talk about how it relates to real estate and investing in your future and how you can get involved. So, first of all, what the heck is a syndication? Well, a syndication is a shared private ownership in a company or a project. So, you may know that syndications are where somebody owns a great big apartment building or a hotel or a theater and then sells portions of the ownership to private citizens. You may know that movies are made this way. Yeah, typically movies are syndications. So instead of one person saying, I'll put up $100 million of this budget, you may get a bunch of producers or executive producers who go out there and find people who contribute $50,000, $100,000, $1 million, whatever that they want to do into the project. And then that private citizen, that person, owns that small portion of the movie. It's interesting. A lot of skyscrapers are built this way, a lot of big hotels and resorts are built this way. And it's just another way that people get involved with investing their money. Now, you might be thinking, well, isn't that how stocks work? I have a 401k. Isn't that how my 401k works, where I own a part of a company? Not exactly. So, if you were to purchase a stock, you don't have any private ownership in that company. What you have is a piece of paper that says that you have some sort of uh, um, ownership of a percentage of the valuation of that company. So, depending on how the company's profits are doing versus losses, depending on the P to E ratio of the stock, you may be entitled to gains or losses depending on a perceived value of the company. With a syndication, you get a certain percentage of the actual company. So let me bring this to real estate. Let's say that I am going to purchase a $1 million apartment building, and I know nine other people that are going to contribute $100,000, and I'm going to contribute $100,000 to create $1 million. And then we would all own 10% of this company. Now, this is an interesting way to do this because then people have access to great big deals and economies of scale without having to contribute all of the money. So, what are the pros and cons of a syndication? Well, the pros are you get all of the benefits of real estate. You get cash flow, you get potential tax savings, you get potential appreciation in the market. You get depreciation or bonus depreciation, which is a tax term. And you'll have to check with your tax professional to see if that applies to you or not. It's also an excellent hedge against inflation. People need housing. And depending on where you look right now, there's anywhere from 1.5 to 7 million homes short in the United States. And so you get to be a part of the solution of housing people. And that's awesome. So you get all the benefits of owning real estate, but here's the real kicker. You don't have to be active. You don't need to know how to do this. You don't need to know how to study markets, how to build relationships with tenants. You don't have to know how to replace a toilet or fix tile or grout if it's broken. You don't have to know how to read an inspection report or how to build a relationship with a banker or lender. You don't have to know all those things. It's completely passive. You put your money in, and then the GP or sponsor or lead syndicator, all of those terms mean the same thing. That's the active person who's putting together the deal and divvying up shares to sell to private citizens. So you're completely passive. You don't have to do any of the things that people are, who flip houses do. You don't have to be involved with screening a tenant. You don't have to be involved with getting a phone call that some pipes have burst when you're at a holiday party. You don't have to do that. The active syndicator will do all that for you. But there are some cons. There are some drawbacks. You usually don't get any sort of voting rights within that company. So you are either in on the investment or you're out, and you get to decide. Also, part of it is it's a long term play. Now, that may be a pro for you, or it may be a con. Some people like to get their money in and out. Some people like to flip their money real quick. Other people want it to be long term. So it depends about your situation, and you get to decide if that's a con or not. Also, I think the biggest con of being a passive investor in a syndication is you have to know someone who's doing this. You have to know someone who's putting together a deal. You have to know someone who's knowledgeable about market analysis and getting together relationships with other partners and sponsors and lenders and finding deals from brokers and all that kind of stuff. So you have to know someone who's doing this. Sometimes people can advertise this, but those are called 506C deals. So then you have to be an accredited investor, meaning you have to have over $2 million of net worth or make $200,000 a year. If you're a couple, then those double. And so, unless you're a very high net worth or high income earning person, you have to know somebody in the game. So, how do you get involved? Well, uh, you could reach out to someone. You could reach out to me. I know a bunch of sponsors. I am someone who is putting together some deals. So maybe there's an opportunity there if you're interested in getting involved in real estate at all. So click on the link below and schedule a call, and we could talk it through just to see if there's any interest there at all, or we can talk it through and see if you have some other questions about other syndicators or how you can get involved in real estate in any other way. So, again, a syndication is private ownership that's divvied up in shares in a great big project. You can get involved. You put up the money and it's completely passive. You have to make sure that you vet the sponsor, the person who's putting the deal together. That's the big thing that you have to do as a passive investor is make sure you do your homework to make sure that that person has a great track record, make sure that that person has a great moral compass, to make sure that you get along with this person, that they are trustworthy, that they are consistent, that their values and mission and vision is consistent with yours. So I hope that this is helpful, and I hope that you step into the world of syndication. It's really quite interesting in an excellent way to put your money in Main Street and get it out of Wall Street. So with that, take care.